Hello, and welcome to another episode of Making Waves at Sea Level. My name is Thom Singer, and I've been hosting this show for 10 years. In today's episode, I just want to talk to you about building community. This week, I had a great experience. I was able to reconnect with a group of friends, or sort of a subset of a group of friends, that goes back 25 years. Way back to when I was the marketing director for a law firm. When I was involved in this role, we started having a quarterly lunch with the marketing directors from the local law firms, accounting firms, venture capital firms, all of which sold into the tech world. And we would do this just to share best practices, share ideas. We never worried that our competitors were there because I worked for a law firm. There was 3 or 4 other marketing directors for law firms who were in the room. We all believed that if we got together, shared best practices, built community, we would be able to help each other in a lot of ways. And when I look back at this time, we really did. We helped each other sort of think about if sponsoring an event was the right thing to do. We talked about who were the new tech companies that were coming into town and how we could maybe get our lawyers or our accountants involved with that company. And we really developed a friendship and a community. And even though 20 years had gone by, when we all got together for happy hour, it was a lot of fun. We picked up right where we left off. Everybody told stories of their families, their kids, their careers. And it made me realize that when you really build that sense of community, you can't have it taken away from you. Community is always there for you, even farther down the line. So it got me thinking. I talk a lot on this podcast and anywhere else when I speak about the importance of getting involved with your trade association. I'm a big believer that supporting local and national trade associations in your industry is one of the best ways that you can build community. I'm a real big fan locally of telling people to join the Chamber of Commerce, to get involved with the Austin Technology Council, to get involved with groups like Women in Technology, etc. Because when you're participating in your community, that's when you're able to set yourself up with good connections with people. And let's realize this, all opportunities in life come from people. So the more chances you have to build relationships, the more opportunities you're going to have in your career. But here's the thing you have to remember, because meeting someone once doesn't make them part of your network. Meeting someone once makes them someone you've met once. And there is a huge difference between someone you've met once and someone who you have cultivated that sense of community with, someone who you've built a long-term and mutually beneficial relationship with. So I'm a real big believer that these organizations in your community, in your industry, already exist. If you're the type of person who doesn't participate in local events, in your national trade association, I want to challenge you to rethink that. Make sure that you're getting involved in your trade association and make sure that the people on your team are participating in some sort of organization. Is your CFO participating in FEI, the Financial Executives International Group? They should be. Is your general counsel involved in your local bar association? If not, why not? Is your HR director involved with the SHRM chapter in the city that you live in, the Society for Human Resource Management? Everybody should be involved with their slice of organizations so that they can learn and grow and build connections. But not everyone is a joiner. Not everyone has a trade association that works for what they need. And so you can actually start your own. And I do not mean start your own association. There's already enough business associations out there. If you have a good idea for a business association, go to one that already exists and work with them to create that little piece that you think they're not offering. But I'm talking about informal communities. Who are the people who you could set up a quarterly or monthly breakfast with? Who are the people you could pull together and really get together and share ideas? Again, 25 years ago, there was a group of about 25 people. It was called the Young Guns. And these were all people in their 30s who were looking to shake it up in their careers. And every month they went to happy hour together. Many of the people who were involved in that group are still friends today. I know people who've started businesses together. I know people who have found clients from that. And the organization hasn't even existed in 25 years. This group that I was talking about of marketing directors from law firms and banks and accounting firms and venture capital firms, we met for like 3 or 4 years quarterly, just having lunch. But all of us have, or many of us have stayed friends. And the people who drifted away or moved away, we still think fondly of them. In fact, we talked about them at happy hour. Hey, whatever happened to Tanya? Whatever happened to this other person? Because when you build community, It's always part of your soul. So if you listen to this podcast and you're in a leadership role, maybe you're in the C-suite in your company, look around at your top people, your directors, your vice presidents, and your C-suite and say, what are you participating in the local community and in our industry? If the answer is nothing, well, are they really doing themselves any favors? And are they really doing the best job they can for your company? Because when people are out there and engaged in your community, whatever that is, they are going to shine. And if they're not involved with something, do they at least have informal groups within the business community where they're getting together and getting known? Because if people are just coming to work, punching the clock and going home, they're not looking out for their own personal future career, and they're not looking out for the reputation of your company. That means you're probably leaving money on the table. And I hate to leave money on the table. So today's message is make sure everyone belongs to something. And if they don't belong to something, make sure that they're cultivating their own independent group of business professionals, because we can't do this alone. And when we have people that we're connected to, we're all going to thrive more. Hey, thanks for paying attention to this podcast, whether you listen on Apple or on Spotify, or whether you watch the video on YouTube. I really appreciate it. And do me a favor, tell a friend about the show, because maybe there's something in these little short episodes that's going to inspire somebody. And that's what I'm really trying to do. And if your company is looking for a speaker for your next event, whether it's a big client event or it's an in-house event, and you think that if people connected better, if they had real connections, they would thrive more, I would love to talk to you about being your keynote speaker. Thank you very much, and have a great day.